Not so long ago, the Russian press was praising Donald Trump. It's a little different now, particularly after the US president reduced his 50-day deadline for Russia to end the war in Ukraine to 10 days. Moskovsky Komsomolets writes, Trump even said that he doesn't want to talk to Putin anymore, that he's disappointed in him. To be honest, I couldn't give a damn. Many people doubt that the White House chief will actually take decisive action. It's not the first time we've heard this. What's more, if he imposes more sanctions on Russia and on countries that trade with Russia, Trump will put his country on collision course with India and China. Does America really need that now? What is Trump fighting for? For the title of phony victor? For the Nobel Peace Prize? Could be anything. But it's clear that first and foremost, Trump is fighting for his own image, not his country's. Trump would do well to remember that false pride never ends well. The great sound of the Scottish bagpipes that accompanied the US leader in Scotland risked turning into the sound of a gloomy trombone. Maybe that journalist couldn't give a damn, but the Russian ruble seems to. Kommersant, the ruble succumbed to threats. Donald Trump's statement sent the dollar to the level of 82.5 rubles, the highest since the 12th of May. In Arguments and Facts, Deputy Speaker of the Upper House of the Russian Parliament, Konstantin Kasachov, is quoted as saying, "What's happening on the front line does not depend on ultimatums. The special military operation, Russia's war in Ukraine, will continue in those areas and with such a tempo that Russia considers necessary to fulfill its aims. Perhaps some kind of agreement will be reached, but this will definitely not be at the demand of Donald Trump." That's interesting. So not ruling out an agreement, just not linking it to any ultimatum. Komsomolskaya Pravda asks a clinical psychologist, what can you tell about a world leader from their office? Donald Trump will not like this. Looking at pictures of the Oval Office, the psychologist concludes that President Trump is an emotionally highly strung extrovert prone to melancholy, lacks confidence, intuition prevails over rational thinking, often takes impulsive decisions. When it comes to Vladimir Putin's office at the Kremlin, surprise, surprise, the conclusion is rather more complimentary. Introvert, falls back on logic and common sense, highly developed intuition. Finally, back to Moskovsky Komsomolets for this story about a marriage and money. The realities of our time. In the past, some people in Russia used to marry to get residency registration. After the start of the special military operation, they married not to get a husband, but for military payouts, sometimes posthumous. An employee of the Military Registration and Enlistment Office received 14 million rubles for the death of her husband. Although she was only married for a day, then he went off to the front line. In the Bryansk Regional Court, they managed to prove that a local resident married contract soldier Sergei Khandoshko out of a desire for profit. The court took an unprecedented decision. It annulled the marriage of Yelena and Sergei retroactively. Now the sham wife will have to return 14 million rubles to the state.